Thank you for downloading my Profit Strategy Finder. Now, this tool is hugely powerful because it will show you where the profit opportunity is in your business. And of the 5 key levers to gain that opportunity, show you which one to focus on first. So I'm going to lead you through a real example so that you can apply your numbers into this tool and see where you should start first. So let's dive in right now and get going. Right, so here we are here, the 5 strategy selector. So first of all, you might have a business that gets something like, say, electrician that has 40 leads per month. And you have a long history of converting 50% of them such that you end up with 20 customers. And as it happens, if you look at your zero, you can find the average spend over time, and you can work out what it is. I appreciate the range can be quite large, but in this case, let's just presume the average invoice quote you do is $4,000. And as you do work with a lot of builders, you might find that you do multiple transactions with that same customer every single month. But just it depends on the business. And in this one, we're going to choose that on average that you do 1.1 transactions per month with this particular customer. The result is that you'll bill $88,000 a month. Now you might know also that from your zero that your profit margin runs to the tune of 15%. And in this case, for your $88,000, you'll be earning $13,000 a month in profit. And so the way this tool works is that we're going to go out of our way to increase the number of leads in your business. Now, you might be quite aware that you don't pay any attention to marketing, you don't have any budget for marketing, and you don't go and selectively target the key customers that you like to work with. It might be that you like to work with schools, might be you want to work with builders, or even have a referral system. You ask your customers to if they know anyone else who needs the same work to be done. For example, so if we start doing some of these sorts of things, and we could possibly increase the number of leads by probably any amount depending on the amount of spend or time you put into it. But let's just say that we're going to increase it by 10%. And similarly, like the conversion rate is another massive opportunity in the business. And what helps get your customer over the line, given the same price or given even a marginally higher price, what gets them to choose you? And the answer is that if they have a magnificent customer service experience, the phone is answered well, it's slotted into the diary really well, you have a great sales process. It might include testimonials and the like usually the opportunity to increase conversion rate could be like 20 or 30% in my experience. But let's tone it down a little bit and let's say we'll presume that you start to follow up quotes. We'll get a good 10% there. Now the next one is the average spend per customer or average dollar sale. Now quite often your prospects don't know your full range of services. They don't know that you can do additional work or you have other equipment that can do extra work. And so the average spend, if you ask them at that point of installation, by the way, we can look at your security system or your outdoor lighting, which has a habit of breaking all the time, and you might find there's got extra work on every single job you do, or smoke alarms, like every second job might need those to be checked. So let's just presume that we are able to increase our average dollar spend per customer by 10%. And the next one, next lever to pull here is what we call average transactions per customer. So this is how often they come back. Now, most businesses don't ask their past customers to come back at all. So even a small amount of asking is good. Now, you can do this in a lot of different ways, but for trades, the most simplest thing is like fridge magnets, like stickers on hot water surfaces or cards in electrical boxes and the like. But that's not very active, but you can also have an active system where you actually reach out and do hampers or Christmas cards or something of that nature. But so past customers is hugely important, especially for trades like you are referral businesses, are repeat customer businesses, I should say. So let's just say, let's implement a training with all staff to ask your past customers to come back. So let's put that down as 10% as well. And you also might know, and the last one here is your profit margin, but you might know that you haven't looked at your hourly rates for like a long time, and you suspect they might be quite low because you win almost all your work. Or you might realize that you don't negotiate very much on your purchasing, or you need a great understanding of your billable hours per man in your business. That directly relates to productivity. And if you don't really know the answer to these, chances are you've got an easy 10% improvement in your profit margin, and possibly even quite a lot more. But let's just put that in here, and we'll see what the outcome becomes. And in this case, with your business you were doing $13,000 profit a month, and with just small improvements in each of these sort of 5 levers, we're getting a 61 improvement in profit. And so it's going up to $21,000 a month. So we look at the profit impact down here. We can see on an annual rate, of which was 158, and now it's 255. So business is a lot more profitable. And what's more, in this case, the strategy of where the greatest opportunity lies, it happens to be the profit margin strategy. Now, the strategy that has the highest gain is usually where you should focus first. And so in this case, they're all pretty similar, but it so happens to be when they're very similar is that we go for the profit margin strategy. So I hope that helps you out there. And the aim is for you to put your own information in there and generate the profit opportunity down here for your business. And what you should find is that depending on the strengths of where where the opportunities lie, in terms of, you might think you've got more opportunity in profit margin, or you might have lots of opportunity in leads or conversion rate. This will show down here as the best strategy and the one to choose first. Now, embedded in there is also time, like how much time and difficulty is it to implement that strategy. So have a go popping your numbers in there. If you have any troubles, reach out. On the first tab of this spreadsheet, there's a link to call me if you have any issues, or if you want to discuss how we can start to implement any of those. And don't forget, on the third tab, there is some interesting reflection questions for you to sort of get you thinking about, what are the roadblocks here, and what do I need to do, and who can I get to help me deliver on these? All right. Well, I hope it works well for you. Reach out, any problems. Cheers for now. Bye.